In the late 1970s, the sleepy coastal town of Gulf Breeze, Florida was just your typical quiet community. But everything changed in 1979 when strange lights and flying objects began appearing over the city. At first, nobody paid much attention. People just assumed they were seeing a meteor or maybe some experimental aircraft from nearby Eglin Air Force Base. But as the months passed, the sightings grew more frequent and more detailed, turning Gulf Breeze into one of the most famous UFO hotspots in America. It all started in January 1979 when a local resident named Ed Walters spotted some unusual lights in the night sky while driving home from work. He pulled over to get a better look and saw what appeared to be a large disc-shaped craft hovering silently above the trees. According to Ed, it was about the size of a school bus and glowed with a bright white light. Then, just as suddenly as it appeared, the object shot straight up into the sky and disappeared. At first, Ed assumed he had just seen a meteor or some kind of weather phenomenon, but 2 days later, he saw it again. And over the next few weeks, the sightings became more and more frequent. Each time he saw it, the object seemed to hover over the tree line near his house for a few minutes before ascending rapidly into the sky at an angle of 45 degrees. On February 14, 1979, Ed decided to take a camera with him to try to document the object. After waiting patiently for hours, he finally saw it appear in the twilight sky. In what he described as a lucky shot, he snapped a picture of the object as it hovered silently over the trees. The photo showed a bright white disc-shaped object surrounded by a faint glow, almost like a giant flying saucer. After seeing the photo, Ed's friends and neighbors began coming forward with their own stories of strange aerial sightings. Many had witnessed the same glowing disc-shaped craft, while others had seen cigar-shaped objects that seemed to move erratically through the air at times. The objects were silent, leaving behind no sonic booms or other noise. The witnesses described them as being roughly the size of a house and capable of moving incredibly fast, changing directions abruptly and even hovering in place for long periods of time. Some witnesses even claimed to have seen metallic details and windows on the side of the objects. One local fisherman even reported seeing a glowing object emerge from the water and then shoot into the sky, suggesting the craft may have been hiding underwater. This led some to speculate that there may be a link between the sightings and possible USO or unidentified submersible object activity. By the early 1980s, the sightings in Gulf Breeze became so frequent and widespread that the local newspaper, the News Journal, began running stories about it. The paper even published a special edition detailing the most recent sightings and the ongoing mystery surrounding them. But perhaps the most compelling aspect of the Gulf Breeze UFO case is the fact that it was on just one person claiming to see strange objects in the sky. Multiple people, including civilians and military personnel from nearby bases, reported seeing similar objects. In December 1987, Two U.S. Navy pilots from Corey Station in Pensacola reported seeing a group of UFOs flying in a V formation over the Gulf of Mexico. They estimated the objects were traveling at least 30 miles per hour and descending very slowly. Another Navy pilot reported seeing a stationary object hovering near the Pensacola Naval Air Station that emitted a strong green glow. The sightings continued into the 1990s and beyond, with many residents believing they were being visited by extraterrestrial craft from another world. Though the most famous Gulf breeze photographs would come later in 1988, when a local resident named John Burroughs managed to capture a photograph of a large oval-shaped object floating above the trees. The photo appeared to show a craft about the size of a house with windows and a blue glow. While skeptics argued the photo was a hoax, believers pointed to the dozens of witnesses who had seen similar objects and claimed there was no way so many people could be wrong. Was Gulf Breeze really being visited by extraterrestrials, or was there another explanation for the sightings? Some have speculated the sightings could have been linked to secret military experiments conducted along the Florida coast. During the Cold War, the United States military frequently tested new aircraft and weapons off the coast of Florida, and some believe these tests may have led to the Gulf Breeze sightings. Others have suggested that the objects seen over Gulf Breeze may have been Soviet spy balloons or drones sent to monitor the U.S. military's activities in the area. However, these theories are purely speculative and there is no evidence to support them. What do you think? Were the Gulf Breeze sightings a genuine extraterrestrial phenomenon or something more mundane? Let me know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more videos like these.